As a dietitian with Irish heritage, I like to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with a menu that goes beyond basic corned beef and cabbage. Whether it's for breakfast or dinner, I've got some recipes that will use Irish ingredients, classic to the heritage, but also that are healthy and delicious. First up, steel cut oats. Half a cup dry provides 4 grams of dietary fiber and 5 grams protein. Here's how to prepare Irish oatmeal. To make overnight, place 1 cup of steel cut oats, 4 cups of cold water, and 1 cinnamon stick into a slow cooker. Cook on low for 7 hours. In the morning, top with some chopped nuts, like these almonds here, some sliced banana, and 2 teaspoons of honey. To prepare on the stove, you can use a 1/4 cup steel cut oats and 1 cup of water. Bring water to a boil. Then add oats and boil for another 5 minutes. Reduce the heat to a simmer and cook for an additional 20 minutes. Next up are potatoes. Champ is the traditional Irish dish for mashed potatoes, but usually includes lots of butter and scallions. A healthier way to make creamy mashed potatoes without cream, butter, or sour cream is to use the creamiest potato, which is the Yukon Gold. You can cut about 3 to 4 potatoes into chunks. Leave the skin on to retain fiber and other nutrients like vitamin C. Steam the potatoes with 3 to 4 whole garlic cloves and a splash of salt and pepper. Add them to a bowl with a 1/4 cup of hot, lower sodium chicken broth and mash away. And then of course there's cruciferous cabbage. Cabbage is a St. Patty's Day staple, but cabbage can be a delicious side dish anytime. Typical corned beef and cabbage dinner calls for boiling cabbage and pickling spices to add flavor. Try this roasted cabbage recipe instead. Slice the cabbage into 1-inch rounds. Place on a baking sheet that's been coated with non-stick cooking spray. Use an oil mister to mist 2 tablespoons of olive oil and sprinkle with coarse salt and black pepper. Roast at 400 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes until the edges are golden and cabbage is tender. And of course we need to include our Irish soda bread. As the name suggests, the leavening ingredient in Irish soda bread is baking soda. It also usually contains buttermilk and raisins or currants and sometimes caraway seeds. This year, substitute whole wheat flour for half of the all-purpose flour in your recipe. This will increase a little bit more fiber and perhaps even a tad bit more protein. If your recipe calls for 1 egg, use 2 egg whites or half a cup of egg substitute instead to decrease saturated fat. Stir in some raisins, which are a great source of iron and other important vitamins and minerals. You can also choose low-fat buttermilk. And lastly, there's of course the corned beef. Now this is going to be higher sodium and higher fat by nature, and it would be pretty hard to make this a light recipe. So go ahead and enjoy it, but do so in moderation. Keep in mind the size of a deck of poker cards. This will be about a 3-ounce serving. And if you fill up on the other items at the table, like the potatoes and the cabbage, you can certainly enjoy the meal altogether.